Latest government figures suggest more than 4,000 people a month are being made redundant in this region. But rather than joining the ranks of the unemployed, more and more are using their redundancy payouts to start a new business.
With the latest unemployment figures due out tomorrow, our business correspondent Peter Plisner has been finding out just how easy or difficult it is to start a new business.
It's one of the biggest costs of owning a car, but now you can do a DIY service and save a fortune with this new type of garage. Coventry-based Ramp and Wrench is the brainchild of James Brennan. He set up the business using redundancy money after he left a local college.
It was one of those conversations in the pub with a load of sort of amateur enthusiasts of not really having the professional equipment to be able to come up and do all the jobs that you needed to do on your car. Well, I started to do a little bit of market research. From there, we actually found out that there were actually none of these self-service garages anywhere in the Midlands, so we thought, well, this is going to be clearly a good idea.
And he was right.
I think it's a wonderful idea. It's great value for money.
If you can work on your own car, you get a better feel out of it.
I'm extremely impressed.
Running your own business can be a very rewarding experience, but first you've got to find the right idea. And then there's months, if not years, of hard work, but if it pans out, it can be very liberating. Ultimately, you're your own boss.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
And that's the joy for Richard Kemp, who, along with his wife, set up a catering business in 2010, again using redundancy money. It was a big leap for a man who describes himself as risk-averse.
I always had faith, absolute faith, because I'm Karen's greatest fan. Her food is amazing stuff. But, you know, you never do know, and that risk-averse person that lurks behind me is sitting there going, well, is it good enough? You know, is the marketplace too crowded? I don't know.
One estimate suggests that 17% of new small businesses are being set up following redundancy, and according to some experts, it's a trend that's continuing.
So what sort of people are doing it?
Generally, people who've got a good idea, they've got a little bit of that spirit in them, and they may be finding it more difficult to get back into work. So taking that sort of leap and thinking, OK, I've got a little bit of money behind me through redundancy pay perhaps, I'm prepared to sort of risk that.
But before you take the risk, it's worth bearing in mind that some estimates suggest that 1 in 3 new start-up businesses will fail in their first 3 years. Peter Plisner, BBC Midlands Today in Coventry.
Well, we're joined now by Andrea Campbell from the Birmingham Small Business Centre. Thanks for coming along, Andrea. No, what's prompting so many people then to set up on their own?
I think people are looking at for various different things. Some people are at risk of being made redundant. Some people are just looking at the opportunities. They're using their skills, inherent skills really, to look at ways in which maybe to increase their income. People who maybe been reduced in terms of their hours at work.
Yeah, and they come to someone like yourself. How do you help them?
Well, we run development workshops, so we talk people through the realities of going into business and really sort of help them to structure themselves with a business plan, look at the financial aspects, look at marketing, and really just cover the whole variety.
And do you find they know what they're doing to start with?
Some do, some don't. Some people we've had on the course have been in business before and have come back to refresh their skills. Some of us in businesses at the moment. And some people are coming in completely from scratch. But the area, I think, more than anything, where we find people are struggling is understanding the financial aspects and understanding how to really approach their market.
And if they have an idea and they come to you with this idea, are you honest with them and say, I don't think this is going to work?
We try to be as tactful as possible. What we tend to do is help them to recognise why it might not work, why it might not be the best idea for them. Because I think with all conscious, we have to be really careful about people investing money, whether that be through redundancy or money that's their savings, to put into a business where we think there's a potential that it will fail.
And very briefly, what are their chances of getting a decent loan, say a month or a year in?
Depends on the quality of the business plan. Banks do want to lend, but it does come down to the proposal that they've got put in front of them.
OK, Andrea, thanks very much. Good to talk to you.
Aeroplanes